Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all the core gamers out there. CAJman777 here, welcoming you to episode 5 of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes today. Last time, we started exploring a space pirate base, and Dark Samus decided to halt our progress a little bit by blocking off an entrance, making us go around the long way. This time, our goal is to explore more of the space pirate base and track down Dark Samus. But before we get started with that, I'd like to give a quick shout out to all of our Patreon donators, Valentine Blaze, Jazzy Floof, MickeyPhorGens, and Styleno for their continued support. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. It means a lot. So, without further ado, let's get rolling. In the literal sense. Because Morph Ball. Oh, that's right. That's not a new turret. That's an old turret. That's not a new turret. Anyways, moving on into here. I'm just going to let the atmosphere kind of set itself for a second here. Are you ready for a boss fight with Dark Samus 1? New creature, morphology, Dark Samus, Phazon-powered entity. Powerful distance attacks. Phazon energy shield repels all weapons. Wait until it's down to attack. Avoid close contact with the target. That's right. We're immediately going to be fighting Dark Samus right here, right now. Dark Samus can repel your missiles just by doing that. So there is a chance you can get some missiles in. If you do, Dark Samus will stagger back. You do want to stay as far away from this energy shield as possible. This energy shield is something that Dark Samus uses quite a bit. So getting missiles in there is not great. But as we fight, you will notice that Dark Samus has a missile launcher of her own and can use it against you as well. Cannot cancel her animations though, and right here, she is going to increase her power level just a little bit, and now it's going to start coming at you. Now this is hard difficulty Dark Samus. She does have a scatter shot power beam. It does do quite a bit of damage, so I would avoid contact if you can. Canceling some of Dark Samus's animations with close-up missiles is always recommended, but most of the time I can never get a missile in there. And I would like to, but Dark Samus does not let me do that. And now, this is like the easy Dark Samus, but it's such a fun fight. And just because we're going into phase 2, I'm going to let you guys listen to the music a little bit. Because the music for this fight is absolutely amazing. So go ahead and take a listen. Yeah, so it's some pretty intense soundtrack when you fight Dark Samus. Now Dark Samus has 2 new attacks in this phase. She has a self missile, which literally launches herself at you, and will destroy the arena around you as you fight. I'm gonna stay away from that. Thank you, Dark Samus. Please go away. Please go away. And here comes the self missile again. Watch how much damage this does. Literally wrecks the arena. And if you stand in that fire, yes, you will take damage. However, Dark Samus also has another attack in this form, and yes, she's using it right now, a super missile. That comes out of nowhere, but she's super fast in this form. Keeping a lock on is something you really got to do. But luckily, you have this convenient middle pillar to kind of help you deal with Dark Samus a little bit. The middle pillar is very helpful, to say the least. Here comes the self missile. You do have to wait for the animation to finish. However, if you do time it correctly, I barely missed it there. You can quickly get in some a nice quick charge shot off that backup attack. Unfortunately, she is invulnerable in this state, so you do have to wait for her to stand up. And I hit it right there. It's not, you don't have a lot of frames to do that. You have probably about 5 frames to make that shot. Here comes the scatter shot again. But Dark Samus 1, pretty easy. Really cool introduction to this villain, though. No questions asked. Dark Samus, aka Metroid Prime. Just hands down, best villain ever. And you guys, I'm sure a lot of you will agree here. Was the South Mist again? And with that, that is the first Dark Samus fight out of the way. Of course, this is all the Phazon that the Space Pirates have harvested from the Dark World, and Dark Samus has vanished into Phazon particles. Nowhere to be found. But if you remember in the scan log, that said Dark Samus 1. Which means we definitely have not seen the last of Dark Samus. For sure. So, with this room completely destroyed because of this boss fight, let us move on. In the Space Pirate Labs and pick ourselves up the first beam of the game, the weapon the Space Pirates have dubbed the Dark Beam. Dark Beam acquired. Press C-stick to switch between the Dark Beam, additional data. Yes! We now have the Dark Beam, and I say it looks fantastic. Oh, man, the Dark Beam is the best beam in this game. It has some very cool effects. It has some very powerful effects. Unfortunately, unlike other Metroid setups, we have ammo for this beam. And that kind of sucks. However, because we have done these light crystals, we can now shoot this powerful light crystal with a dark shot, and it will move the gate, which will allow us to get to where we need to go. Unfortunately, the other door is blocked by a light beam, and we can't quite do that one yet. But with the Dark Beam, we can now energize the Dark Portal that is sitting in the main Space Pirate base. Log 70136, Space Pirate Log. Another disaster. The transport bringing our reinforcements and supplies has been shot down. It was engaged in orbit by a Federation vessel, which has landed near the alien temple. It's only a matter of time before the Marines attack. Survivors from our ship have made their way to our base. Here, we shall make our stand. Another enemy. First the Shadowlings, then the Dark Hunter, and now the Galactic Federation Marine Corps. Perhaps fate will smile upon us before the world itself opens its maw and swallows us. So the Space Pirates are in a very dangerous situation here. Unfortunately for them, but that's not my problem to deal with. What is my problem to deal with is the Ing in the Dark World. But, looks like we got another Space Pirate to show up. This is a Pirate Grenadier. He obviously... Ow, my God, that did a lot of damage. I think there's 2 of them. Yeah, there's 2 of them. These guys fire explosive Phazon grenades, and they really do damage. You do not want to be messing with these guys. But, where is he? Are you still up there? He's still up there. There we go. He's taken care of. Anyways, let us move in to the Dark World. And after you shoot a portal, obviously, it's an energized portal, so you can scan it. And moving into the Dark World we go. For the 3rd time, technically, we're going into the Dark World. However, this time, because we have the Dark Beam, things are going to be a little different. First off, right up there is a Dark Aegon Temple Key. We need 3 of those to access the main area's boss, and the first one is now sitting right in front of us. Right here is a Dark Preed. It's essentially toxic gas filled, and here are some dead space pirates, because they deserve it. But I'm gonna sit here for a little bit, gather some ammo, while I also heal health in the Dark World. Kind of cool, actually, that you can just kind of sit here and heal health. But we do have a lot of stuff to do, so let me, as much as I would like to stay in the safe zone, we need to be moving on. However, this is something very cool, and something I think I'd mention. You can shoot the beacon with a dark shot, and it turns into a nullified beacon. It's a nullified beacon. Protective field is now deactivated. So essentially, that's a way to, if you want some enemies like dead very quickly, like light style enemies, because there are a couple light style enemies in here, that ends up happening. So there's another Luminoth light crystal. But we are going to be moving through this room rather quickly. But as you can tell, a lot of the beams are blocked off by doors. So what we need to do is we need to take care of this Dark Preed first, which is now above me, and I can't do anything about it. But right here, Luminoth statue covered in brimstone. Shoot that, fire it with a dark shot. And now we can move in. So there's a very cool effect with the Dark Beam. The Dark Beam has the effect, no joke, of freezing enemies in place, much like the Ice Beam from the first game. And you're essentially shooting shade at people, which is really cool. And at the same time, very scary. But with that collected, we can now pick up our first Dark Temple Key. Out of 3. We need to pick up 3. There is one right by the temple. I will be picking that one up last. But going back here, we're going to shoot this dark door. Let it open. There's going to be some ing that decide to show up and ruin my day. These freaking splinters. These are dark splinters. The sad thing is, in the Dark World, the dark creatures are stronger, and it sucks. They are much stronger than they were in the Light World. Now, granted, I could shoot shade at them, but, I mean, obviously shooting shade at them is not going to work. Because obviously we don't have a beam to counteract anything here. I can't even get in. So the next option is for us to be going to the door on the right. Or on the left. Technically the right when we first entered it. And I need to get the safe zone so this load trigger hits. And hopefully get some nice energy units. It's not a nice energy unit. Nice energy unit, please. No. Alright, well, we'll sit down by this Luminoth light crystal for a little bit. Oh, it's another nullified beacon. You do need to shoot the nullified beacons a couple times in order to activate them. But we'll sit down here just for a little bit and heal some health before we walk over there to the doomed entry. Well, we're in the doomed entry, but before we walk over there into the next door, I am going to heal up a little bit because energy tank is gone. And you do heal in the Dark World, which is nice. That's so much better. Okay, we can move on now. Move on through. And we're going to try and stay alive here. We're going to get inside this. We're going to shoot the Phazon canisters. And there's another warrior ing. These guys need to die. You would think shooting the dark shots at them would be highly effective. You would be mistaken. The dark shots literally would take forever to kill this man. Because he's made of shade. So he's going to stand here. He's going to block our path for a little bit. Ow, ow. This ing is just going to stand here and be a dick for a little bit. However, as long as I stay in this health field, I will continuously heal. So I'm not too concerned, and I can just kind of, as he moves around the arena, kind of shoot him up a little bit. As you can tell, though, he does do quite a bit of damage, and obviously we don't like taking a lot of damage. So I'm just gonna keep firing some missiles at this guy. Is he dead? No, he's not dead yet. These guys do have a lot of health until we get another beam. So I'm gonna continuously just spam all my guns until this guy dies because he's here, kind of blocking my entrance. So he needs to go. There we go. That wasted a lot more ammo than I was hoping. But anyways, we can move on. Head into this door, which, again, will have some ing. But these are inglets, which are pretty easy to deal with. Just shoot them a couple times and they go down. And obviously, there's a portal on this side that we can't quite go back to. Unfortunately, this is going to hurt me. Oh, it didn't hurt me. Okay. Right, so we're going to walk into this door over here. Shoot this. Like I said, we're going to try and stay alive as much as we can and heal whenever we can in this dark world. Coming back over here. There are no enemies in this particular area. In this room, but we gotta come back here. Shoot this crystal. So it drops the platform, and we need to jump up here quickly before we take a lot of damage. Shoot this door with the missile, and obviously shoot with it with the missile. And we're gonna pick up a save point, which I will not be using. I will use it to recharge energy, though. Would you like to save? No, I would not like to save, because just in case this recording goes awry and corrupts, then we have problems, and we don't want that. So, we're going to be just continuing going through what is the dark version of the Space Pirate base. Actually, if I were to zoom out and check the map, you can see we are in a dark version of it, which is very cool. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to access that green door quite yet, but there is a lot of stuff we could do in the dark world with item collection, now that we have the dark beam in our possession. However, that down there, as you can tell, is some phazon. We don't want to fall into that, so we're gonna bomb jump over it. And I forget if there was a missile down there, but there isn't. So we will just continue moving on and stay in this nice light zone, and we're almost fully healed, actually. So, I don't need to actually do much. Ow! Oh, man, that hurts. I wasn't expecting that to do that much damage. But that did way more than I thought. And now we are on, I believe this is called the phazon site. Yes. This is where the space pirates are essentially harvesting their phazon in these canisters. And they're bringing them back into the light world. There's a lot of phazon here. The dark world is creating phazon. How? Well, there's a story reason behind it, and it's also explained in some lore, and with a lot of other things. But we obviously have an objective to do right now in this room, because right here, not the light beacon, right here, these are one of 3 locks are offline. There are 3 locks in this room before we can unlock that door. I'm going to give you one guess at actually what's behind that door. Because obviously, I'm sure some of you already know. Also, don't step in the phazon. You will take a lot of damage. The next lock is going to be on that platform over there. We're going to be moving through this light and dark world quite a bit, so... One thing I just wanted to quickly show is if you shoot a light beacon, you also get a nullified crystal. Can I not shoot it with the dark beam? That would be great. Nullified crystals, obviously, they're nullified and they don't heal you. Enemies can nullify the crystals. Only a select few enemies can do it, but enemies can nullify the crystals. So the fact that you can experiment with the dark beam and nullify the crystal yourself kind of just helps. And explains, oh shoot, you can nullify these. Alright, so we're gonna jump up here. Jump up here. Get this crystal. We're gonna heal here in this shield for a little bit. System breach. 2 of 3 locks are offline. So that was the lock above. There is one more lock. And I'm pretty sure it's down there. If we stay here in this shield... Yeah, it's right there. I'm out of scanning range, though, so I need to, like, jump. Oh, no, don't step in the phazon. That's called dark stacking damage. We don't want dark stack damage. That's very bad. Anyway, security breach. All 3 locks are now offline. And what that will allow us to do is me to kind of walk over all this phase on and not give a damn. Walk inside this room. Heal up a little bit. We got another missile door to kind of take care of first. Got some dark creatures that we can't even see shooting at us. As you can tell, they do move as you shoot. So, yeah. See, they appear on the shields before they attack. I think I haven't scanned these guys. No, I have. So they appear on the light shield only. Luckily, they don't do that much damage, and I can kind of sit here and shoot them. And as long as they don't knock me off, I'll be okay. They do like 3 damage apiece, so me taking damage just makes me not care. Almost sure, I'm pretty sure I killed most of them. But that's alright, we're just gonna move on anyway. Walk into this door and pick ourselves up. Not quite yet, we're almost there, almost there. Almost there. We have to go through the entire variation of the dark world and stay in it. As you can tell, the only portal back is there, or this portal that'll be, I think, in this, not this room, but that is the only portal back in the Dark Oasis. It's kind of cool because some portals are in different areas than others in this game. So essentially, what it is you can either have a light portal that shows up in the dark world that's not in the light world. To go into the dark world. It's a reverse portal thing. It's really cool. So I could shoot all these night barbs if I really wanted to. And I'm probably gonna, because these things are really annoying, and I don't want to deal with them. So I'm gonna heal up as much as I can here. I do need to kill all these night barbs. So look at them all. Like, look at how many of them there are. It's kind of ridiculous. Even if I shoot these guys. There's a lot of damage. I am standing in the light crystal right now, so we are safe there. But obviously can't access that door yet. But we can do this. This is why they gave you all these those light beacons in this room, because you do need to activate both of these. The cool thing is when you activate them both, you do get a platform you can use. I should be able to make this jump, yeah. You get a platform, and it does create an auto shield, which is very nice, especially this early on in the game when we take damage from Dark Aether's atmosphere. But right here, this is a theme of light and dark. It wouldn't be right without a light beam, would it? And now we have the light beam, which literally fires rainbows at your enemies. Light beam acquired. And now we have everything we need to go through and find all the dark keys. Now, something really cool. Yes, defeat enemies. I was actually just about to explain this, but defeat dark enemies with the light. If you defeat any enemy with the dark beam, you get light ammo. If you defeat enemies with the light beam, you get dark ammo when you're low. However, you can superpower these crystals as well, which is super useful. Not only can you superpower the crystals, but you can superpower these beacons. And any enemy that touches these beacons when it's superpowered like this instantly will die. Instantaneously will die. There is no arguing that, and I need to get out of here before I start getting shot at repeatedly. Webbling. Creatures are mobile. The light beam will wreck. Gotta love being able to fire light at your enemies. This weapon, the light beam itself, if I fire this, you can see I will potentially get dark ammo. Yes, I just did there. Dark ammo immediately comes to you, because you do need a lot of ammo, so you don't even have to charge up. But both of these have a charge beam function. The light beam essentially fires what is a shotgun, which I don't complain about. And also because we have the light beam, we can instantly energize that crystal, destroy both these things, and look how quickly these splinters die. 1 shot, 2 shots. Where was the light beam in all? Where was the light beam my whole life? Well, I mean, Not here, obviously. But also, fun fact, when you energize these crystals as well, you actually get an increased health recovery on top of that. So it is a 2-for-1 deal when you do that. And you can kind of destroy any dark enemy very easy with that beam. I walked into that. I kind of deserve that. But I will be, like, if I'm running low on ammo, I will be switching ammos quite a bit, and you will see that as we play the game. But because I supercharged the beacon, it will charge much faster. And now that we have the dark beam, we can kind of just do this. Go back in here and murder. The light beam also has a fire effect, much like the plasma beam, I should mention. So you can actually just let enemies burn. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's really cool. I'm gonna supercharge this so I heal, because we still have a long way to go before we even get to a save point, unfortunately. So this episode's gonna continue. So, Battleground. Obviously, this is the room where we fought. Well, this is not a room where we fought anything. However, there is a Dark Temple Key down there. Dark Aegon Temple Key. And, we're gonna have to go get it. But, obviously, it's sitting out in the open there. So I think you know what's gonna happen. The Ing just ate my key. And look how many of them we now have to fight. The fun part is that we have the light beam. Remember how I said these guys were hard without the dark dark beam? Well, in this case, we can kind of just move around the arena, and I can jump inside this light shield if I wanted to. And kind of obliterate them. Now, the dark beam charge function is really cool. They do have charges, which is neat. There's some that's 30 ammo. I need that badly. The charge beam on the Warrior Ing, just, they are obliterated so fast. Yes, there's more of them, but we can obliterate these guys just as fast. 2 shots with the 2 charge shots, 3 charge shots from a light beam is enough to instantly kill these. That wasn't a fully charged shot, but they do take burn damage, as I said, and we're going to need some more light beam ammo here. I'd appreciate if the game would give me the light beam ammo. That'd be great. So yeah, we do have quite a few of these guys to fight, but I mean it's all in good fun because light beam, and we can destroy them because shotgun. Zap. And there we go. Second Dark Temple Key has been attained. Dark Aegon Temple Key. And now, we have 2 out of 3. We're close. We've got 1 more Aegon Key to find, but before that, I really could use some light beam ammo. Did I blow up all the ink pods? I did. I blew up all the ink pods. That's all right though, because now we can just go through the lower route. Now I do need another light beam shot, unfortunately. Luckily, most of the dark enemies here, like these tentacles, they instantly die. Thank God I do have enough. Do I have enough light beam ammo? I mean, I can get some in the doomed entry if I need to. So let's go do that. Yeah, out of ammo. Okay, that's fine. Alright, We need to... What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what the Dark Beam does to these guys. I just nullified the beacon. Crap. It freezes them in place. That's what the Dark Beam does on its charge, which is really nice. It should automatically give me... Oh, shoot. Can I have light beam ammo, please? Alright, we're going to do this. We're going to let the splinters come at me. They'll come. We're going to need all the ammo we can get, especially light beam. So we're going to heal up. And if you're really low on both ammos for them, the game is nice enough to give you... the game is nice enough to give you what you need. So we're actually going to be going back through this door momentarily in a second, because obviously the portal's up there. And we need to go back. We need to go back into the light world, but we also are going to be taking another trip into the dark world. How dare you? Goodbye. I love being able to instantly kill them just by energizing the light beacons. It's very useful. So let us continue and not burn to death, as we are taking quite a bit of damage here. So we need to move on, and we need to get back to a portal very quickly. I see an inglet. Fight me. I do like that these things just instantly fry. So as I've stated, with the game having a theme of light and dark, obviously light style weapons are going to do a lot of damage to dark creatures, and dark weapons are going to do a lot of damage to creatures in the light world. It's a very quick way and a very easy way to actually balance ammo, I found out. But let me energize this light portal, and we can head back. And we have one more Dark Temple key to find, but we already know where that Dark Temple key is. However, with all the weapons we actually now have access to, I'm not going to go through that light door because there's no point. I'm going to actually go back through here before I hit the save point. My save point that I'm going to be going to hit is Save Station A, which is down here. Because obviously we need to go take another trip into the Dark World, and the closest portal is there to do that, and we're going to be doing that. So let us continue with our journey to go that way by starting, and we're gonna go directly across here and pick up a weapon, or what I think is a beam ammo expansion, if I'm not mistaken. So let us go do that very quickly. Now I do like the any beam concept on the doors, so I'm gonna actually charge up here. We're gonna get some pirates to spawn, and that's another grenadier. Oh my lord, that does a lot of damage. Boom. See that? That was a dark charge. That instantly killed that guy. They are the dark charge is like, because he's a light class enemy. The dark beam is really what you want to do. Even on targets like this, 2 missiles, 2 dark beam, easy. Really, it's really worth it to get a lot of stuff back quickly. And we have one more door to go to in here, and there's going to be a dark beam door. Oh. I forgot about this. I actually legitimately forgot about this. We do have Metroids to fight now. Die. I legitimately forgot about that. I forgot when you come back into this room, the Metroids are pissed. They've been pissed they were in that cage. But anyways, with the dark beam door, we head over here and pick ourselves up another missile expansion, which I'm not going to complain about because missile expansion, and I'm going to need all of them for the boss coming up. So yeah. Oh, I could probably scan this door now. Oh, it's a dark beam door. Alright, so now we must exit this place by going back through this laser grid and getting shot by turrets a couple times, because why not? Any more space pirates want to spawn? Apparently so. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. Now that we have the light beam as well, we can actually just kind of walk across the top. And we can come back through here across the top as well. However, I believe there's an item in here. I don't actually, you know what? Nah, there's probably not. Now that I think about it. However, we're up here now. We can use these turrets. Now, the thing with the turrets is the turrets do have inverted controls. So you have to be kind of aware of that. And you can kind of murder everything with these turrets in this room. Like I just did. And one of these falls down. I mean, you can see how much health the turret has. It doesn't really matter when you can murder space pirates that fast and that efficiently. Strike class. Okay, so we already scanned that, but one of these breaks. Oh, it's down here. There we go. So that breaks this for us, and then we're actually going to make this jump up here because space jump. It doesn't look like you can make that jump, but you can. And the reason I'm coming over here, and the reason we are approaching 40 minutes on this episode is because, first off, lore, and I need to read this log, 71599. Another hunter wearing the traditional colors of Samus Aran made planetfall today. Horrific as it may sound, there are now 2 of them. We are bracing for a new assault. The dire turn of events may bear some goodwill. One of our scouts in Dark Aether saw a curious encounter. The Dark Hunter attacked the one clad as Samus near a Phazon site. Perhaps they are not allies, but foes. Perhaps we can forge an alliance with the Dark Hunter and exchange Phazon for the head of our common enemy. So, yeah. So one of the space pirates knows about us fighting Dark Samus. But right back here is going to be a new item that is added to the game. These are called beam ammo expansions. And right here, we're also going to get another key bearer on top of that. J. Still's Testament. 40% of logbook scans are now done. We pick this up. And we're going to get a beam ammo expansion, which is going to increase dark and light by 50 based on our current count. And because it's now based on our current count, we now have 100 dark and light beam ammo that we can use for each. Very nice, very cool. Can't do anything else, though, so the only thing we can do now is save, unfortunately. So we're going to be heading back there right now. And be greeted by some arrow troopers. You want to, like, stay still for, like, 1 moment. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And goodbye. Literally throwing shade at my enemies is the best thing ever. Now, we could go back into the Dark World now and do a bunch of stuff and yada, yada, yada. But, like I said, we're going to have to save it for another episode, unfortunately. So let's go to our little save points. Because I want to save before I go access the Dark Portal. And I want to make sure this recording goes through. We already got that energy tank. So we're good there. We shoot this a couple times. And then we move on. And we're going to shoot a lot of stuff. So we're going to head over here. Save point should be here. Where's the door? Where's the door? Oh, it's right here. Anyways, guys, that's actually going to be it for episode 5 of Metroid Prime 2. I hope you guys all enjoyed. This was a very eventful episode. Not only did we pick up 2 of the 3 main beams in the game, but we also had our first encounter with Dark Samus. And next time, we're going after the final Sky Temple. We're going after the final Dark Temple key, and we are going to be fighting the area boss, hopefully, in the next episode. So until then, this is CAJ Man 777. Signing off. Stay safe, everybody.